Disclaimer: the information and content provided in this video are the views of the interviewee and posted with her consent. These are neither subscribed to, nor endorsed by the channel, its owners, interviewer, or content creators. The channel Sip and Talk with Vikram or their team undertakes no responsibility for the views of the guest interviewee.
I had stopped telling my story when, about that attempted suicide and divorce and problems with child. I will like to reveal that I was molested when I was a child.
Hello and welcome to Sip and Talk with Vikram in one more interview with a celebrity personality. Today we have with us Ms. Sucheta. Sucheta is an author, entrepreneur, life coach, founder of 3 different kinds of platforms into coaching. One is called the Big League, the other one is Parents Are Us, and the third one is Sucheta's Hub. For 3 decades, she has been into different capacities as a supervisor, as a lecturer, and she's a university topper, recipient of Best Teachers Award. And after all that, she followed the heart's calling and jumped into coaching. Welcome to Sip and Talk with Vikram, Sucheta.
Thank you, Vikram, for giving the opportunity. It's my pleasure.
So those who are watching me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified. And Sucheta has got a giveaway, so watch till the end and we'll hear from her what she's giving away today. So Sucheta, we would love to hear more from you about yourself. At the same time, you have recently published a book. So let's take a look into the book and let's have you walk down through the book briefly.
Yeah.
Wow, great. Congratulations to you.
Yeah. I think you are also author. So you are aware that how important it is for us to express ourselves. Those who become author have lots to say, and that's why they become author. And one thing I have observed, that every author has an interesting story of a life which they want to share.
So let us hear your story. What do you want to communicate through this?
I will like to tell you the story. It's my life story is not so interesting, but every bad happening has silver lining. Every cloud has a silver lining. So that's what happened with my life. In 2000, I was a very successful teacher, a supervisor in a very reputed college in Mumbai, and my life was going really well. A beautiful pay package deposited every month into my bank, a very good son, obedient, polite son, a very good family, and a big house in a posh locality. Everything was going good. But what happened was in 2016, I suffered a breakdown. And I was not aware that what has led to this background. So naturally, a psychiatrist, treatment, medication, everything followed. I was having an asthma. I was suffering lots of problem. Okay, during 2016, no doubt I was doing well, but it was me pleasing everyone. I was going out of way to please everyone around me without caring for me, and that resulted into a breakdown. 2016. Vikram, that breakdown was so severe that I tried to cut my wrist. Okay, a successful person like me doing this is unimaginable. No doubt I survived. Probably it was a half-hearted attempt, and that's why probably. But it gave me a perspective to life that whatever is going is not good. And I continued like this with medication, continuous medication till 2020. I was doing everything, managing the college, managing the family with medication and things. But still, I felt that I'm not happy. That happiness quotient is not there. So I realized in 2020, when this pandemic happened, I got a time to reflect on my life. And when I reflected on my life, I realized that I was wearing mask. I am not the person who I'm showing to be. I am not the person. I am the person which society, culture, my family, my parents, everyone wanted to me. And I was playing that role so perfectly well. And it was causing a tremendous stress and anxiety in me. I was overweight, I was sick, and I had a mental breakdown. So, through this pain, I realized that it's a time that I have to take a stock of the situation. And I started reflecting. I reflected for a longer time and I realized that I'm not happy in my marriage. And that's the reason I decided to come out of my marriage. And yeah, so we are going ahead with a divorce procedure. And I realized that what was the main problem, and I started solving each. I took one point at a time, marriage. So I solved that issue. Then when I reflected on my parenting skill, then I realized that even though I had a post graduation and I was a university topper in education, I have studied psychological theories, and I was masters in it. But being an educated professional parent, I did several mistakes because of my unconsciousness. That means I made my son do things which I felt was right for him. I made him lawyer. I made him do chartered accountancy because we had a firm. I thought that is the way it has to be. It will be a very good thing. He will be able to earn his income and he will have a settled life. I never thought about what he wants. I never thought about what his authenticity is. So when I reflected on my authenticity, I realized that the authenticity of a person is very, very important. And if you are not authentic to yourself, if you are not true to yourself, it will create several problems in your life. It will create so much of problem. It will affect your career. It will affect your financial problems. It will affect your family. It will affect your relations. So everywhere it will affect your health also. Major things affect is your health. That means you are always full of stress and anxiety. So I realized that I never allowed my son to be what he is born to be. I wanted him to be what I wanted him to be. That means I had a fantasy image in my mind that I wanted my son to be well qualified and doing well. And I made my son slog. He was doing two courses at the same time. He was doing law as well as he was doing chartered accountancy. He cleared everything. Law he cleared chartered accountancy levels. But in third level, CA final, he could not clear. And when he could not clear, he felt frustrated because he was trained to succeed and clear, succeed and clear.
And you had no plans for failure.
Yes, I had not made any plan for failures. I used to give him a goal and I used to give him a trick. And since I was a lecturer and I knew how to study technique and university topper, so I knew how to do things. So I was making him, come on, do this, you can do it. He was not doing it through self-motivation. He was doing it because I was manipulating him through love and because he felt he wanted my appreciation, probably. Yeah, that's why he was doing it. And one fine day, my son told me that this is not what he wanted to be. And I realized that this is the mistake I have done. And
what was he wanting to do?
He wanted to be a game designer. He was very good in drawing and he was very imaginative in story. He used to create his own cartoons right from the young age. And I used to, as the pressure of studies started increasing, I said, this will not do. You have to focus on studies. You need to get good marks. And Vikram, I was so ambitious as a parent that I wanted him to excel in all the exams. Okay, I used to be never satisfied when he used to get 12 marks out of 20 or 25. I used to feel why he did not get full marks. And that's what each and every parent is doing right now, Vikram. That's what every parent mistake.
What I gather from this is you were a university topper. So you had a a role model of yourself to see in your child, and thereby you pressured him into doing
Yes.
things so that he could gradually conform to your kind of beliefs and live a life like you had lived. So
Yes.
now that brings me to a question, that are there any defining boundaries between the parent and the child? And I mean, what's a healthy boundary between the both?
Yeah, healthy boundaries are the rules which every parent has to form. Okay. Now, here I just told you the story of my child. See, here I was crossing the boundaries of my son. Son wanted to be someone else. I never asked him what he wanted. I manipulated him into thinking that what I wanted is better for him or for greater good of him, and he was made to believe into that, which is wrong on the parent, on part of parents. So that's what I realized that, Vikram, that usually this happens, this type of a behavior happens because of our unconscious parenting. Whatever our parents parented us, usually we carry the same pattern to the next generation. And it happens at such an unconscious level that we even never understand it. We feel that we are the best, we are democratic, we are doing this, but it happens. My parents were quite disciplinarian and they set the rules and career, etc. So naturally, for me also, no doubt, career is important, Vikram. But when it becomes a rule and child is not allowed to fail, child is not allowed to make a mistake, it stiffens his personality and growth. So that's why I tried to learn the conscious parenting. And I took a calling, that I need to devote my time so that no other parents suffer like I did, and no other child suffers like my child suffered. So here, what is happening, Vikram? The child, my son wanted to be a game developer. Probably he would have been the best because the way he was doing. Right now, he's a lawyer and a chartered accountant. Job probably he will have to do which he is not interested in throughout his life. No doubt he will be earning money, Vikram. But do you think he will be happy? Every child has a blueprint, Vikram, and every child is born with his inner knowing and what he is born for. Like fish is born for swimming and the bird is born for flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my son was born to become game developer. I forced him to become what I wanted to be. So here, what is blueprint and what is healthy boundaries? I'll just tell you. Blueprint is something which child's inherent talent. Like you, if you see yourself, you must be totally different than your parents. No doubt you must be having some trait of your parents, Vikram, but you are a different individual. Even if you compare yourself with your siblings, totally different. Even
Yeah,
if you
every
were born,
individual is
yeah,
different.
every
Yeah.
every person has a different personality. You are different from your parents and siblings. That shows that the nature wants diversity. Every child is born with their unique innate capacity, and parents' job is to explore that capacity, then being over ambitious and forcing child into fill whatever fantasy child picture they have created. So that's his blueprint. And while observing this blueprint, we have to see to it that the boundaries are not crossed. Now, what I observed in my life journey, as well as 30 years of my teaching with parents, and since I was at administrative level, I had a lot of interaction with parents. And I interacted with the parents who had issues with discipline, ragging, and when I realized that, when I explore those possibilities, that why children are dragging other child, why children are not attending bunking lectures, why they are indisciplined, and I realized that it's not they who are at fault, it's the parent who are at fault. So what I have seen in most of the families, boundaries are crossed. Many parents don't observe their children's boundaries, and children don't observe parents' boundaries also. Many times children are very mean to their parents. They take their parents so granted that they are only eating, sleeping, and playing mobile game. They are not responsible towards their duties like studies, housework. They are least bothered. And many parents are okay with it. They are blinded by love of their child, that they are absolutely fine if the child is not doing his work properly. So conscious parenting, I'm going to talk about, deals with all such issues. And this I told you about the child crossing parents' boundaries. I'll just give you a simple example. My friend Neeta was a IT executive, and she was working in Bangalore. And she liked, social work, and she loved working with orphans, Vikram. So she volunteered herself for orphanage voluntary work. And since she was an IT executive, she used to teach those children computer and other skills, as well as she used to help them maintaining their computer and the other system and the administrative system. So she started devoting Sunday morning 4 hours for that work. And when her in-laws came to know that she will be leaving for orphanage without cooking and things, they got very angry. Okay, they started, arguing, and told her that how you can leave in the naturally in then they, since they were educated, they just told, and they protested that how you can leave the house in the morning when the kids and the husbands are at home. So she told them that I'm leaving because that's what I want to do, because that gives me happiness. And those 4 hours are very important in my life. And she respectfully told them that this is what I want to do. Please coordinate and let your son cook and manage kids for 4 hours. And she continued her work. And the effect, the next part of the story, Vikram, that is, after 4 5 months of her work, she was recognized for her efforts by one of the social institute, and she was awarded for her efforts. And her in-laws were present at that awards ceremony, Vikram, and I heard them talking with a pride about their daughter-in-law. This is what happens when you follow your boundaries and when you are sure about what you want, Vikram. This is what is important. That is boundaries. And I have dealt in my book in detail how to handle your boundaries and what can lead to failure. This is what I have discussed in my book.
So
One of
you
the
just
chapters.
mentioned that
Yeah.
your parents were strict disciplinarians, and
Yes.
probably you, like every child, gradually starts adopting the traits of their parents. So maybe you became a disciplinarian yourself. Now, in your book, you have also mentioned that neither punishment nor reward works for the parenting matter. So what works exactly?
Yeah, punishment and reward system will never work. It will have a temporary effect. I think if whoever is listening this program will understand that if I ask them to recollect the moment when they were punished, they will remember each and every punishment they have got from teachers, from parents. See, if it has so much of impact on you and your mentality, that means when the child is punished, no doubt we feel that that's the way parents is supposed to try to correct the child, and that's the quickest method because it gives the result. The child who is naughty, when he is punished, when he is asked to stand in a corner or spanked or manipulated, he listens, she listens. But that listening is not out of self motivation, it is out of fear of authority. And such child who is being taught through punishment is always full of fear for authority. They are less confident, they are less self assured about themselves, and they develop lot of difficulties in the later age. So many times we are not aware about all these things which has happened. So I have discussed this in my book, that what do you mean by unconscious parenting? A whole chapter is devoted to this, and the whole chapter is devoted to what are the effects of unconscious parenting. So unless we know that what mistakes we can make and what are the effects are so brutal. that it is unimaginable. And many times it is faced by a child in their adult life. When you are a child, you start living the life, you don't know. But when you are on your own, when you are triggered, when you are under stress, when you are under pressure, you realize it, all these things. So if not punishment, then there is a new method through conscious parenting, which is called natural consequences or natural learning. What does that mean? That means let the child face the consequences of his doing. When we punish, we inform the child that it is what we want them to do. But when child learns that if he does this, no doubt he will fail, he will not get good marks, whatever. But let him face the reality of his doing. Because unless and until child learns this reality, he will never learn in his life. Nowadays, parents are trying to protect, overprotect, and bubble wrap their child. You must have seen they bubble wrap. And these life skills of natural learning, they never learn in life. And when they are on their own, see, in office or in a surgeon doing a very important surgery, he is supposed to take decisions.
Yeah.
He is supposed to, in that moment, he should have the capacity to take the decision which is going to decide whether that person is going to live or going to die. Now, at that time, that child person who is standing as a surgeon requires a confidence, self-assurance, and a decision-making capacity. When your child is learned and becomes CEO, he needs a decision-making capacity. And all this, if we teach our child from a very young age, instead of bubble wrapping them, let them face the pain, let them learn through failure, let them make mistakes. It's all right to make mistakes. How difficult it will be, mistakes will be very small. So when you punish your child, it is not going to learning method. It will develop a wrong work ethics. I have seen there are many students, when they come to me, they are already 18, 19, I was a lecturer. So whenever they're 18, 19, I have seen that they will not do their assignment till the last day. If they have to submit their assignment on Monday, they will wake up on Sunday at 12 o'clock in the night after coming from hoteling or partying with friends, and 12 o'clock they will sit and they will start doing the work. And till 3 o'clock they will stay awake, and then on Monday they will submit the assignment. And this type of behavior is carried forward in their adult life also, Vikram. And this is not the right method. Why?
But that is the basic way of procrastination. That's the basic
procrastination.
Yeah. So
3 hours.
It begins, that habit begins early, but then it sticks on forever.
Yes. So whatever work was done in 3 hours is not going to be a qualitative work. So I have discussed all the methods. If not this, then what are the conscious method of disciplining and conscious method of parenting? That's what I have discussed in this method, like self-example. And there are around 20, 25 techniques of disciplining I have explained, which doesn't hurt the child nor protects the child. It makes them responsible and self-motivated. What is important, Vikram, in today's age is self-motivated child who does things because he feels like doing it and who does not have to be told that you have to study, you have to learn. Child should do it on their own and should not take it as a responsibility or they are obliging the parents. This is attitude which is growing among the children, that we are obliging our parents by studying. No, this is a conscious, we have to be a conscious parent. And this book decide, because I have experienced, no doubt my son was very polite and things, no doubt the other things, he was very obedient and things, but because of my control, this is also not good. You should not control, you should not manipulate it. It should be self-motivated child. Yeah.
So in your book, you have also mentioned about self-love. What do you mean by that?
Very, very important point, Vikram. I have discussed in my book. Now I will complete my story. I had stopped telling my story when, about that attempted suicide and divorce and problems with child. Now, when I realized that parenting is a journey which we carry with a wounded childhood, we have several wounds and which we carry throughout our life. I will like to reveal that I was molested when I was a child, and I was full of shame because of that. And this happens with probably 80% of women. We are exposed to train, buses, and so many places that there are so many unscrupulous people on the road, station, buses, and you are so innocent that you are not aware what is happening. So because I was molested, I was full of shame, and it created several impact on my psychology. I thought I have forgotten, it's a small matter, and I have moved ahead. And I was, as I told you, one step, other step, I was career, education, family, and everything. I was doing very well. But such issues which are there, it is called inner wounded childhood. It's a whole psychological phenomena. And a small thing like ragging by your friends also can create a wound. A wrong remark by your teachers or emotional apathy by your parents. Okay, there are several methods which can result in this wounded childhood, and it affects your self-love. And this is given by a Ross Rosenberg. He's a counselor, and he suggested this concept that many people suffer because of self-love deficit disorder. And because of self-love deficit disorder, you are not able to give best. You are not able to utilize your capacity. You are full of stress, anxiety. And see, if your brain is full of stress, anxiety, fear, you are not going to utilize your cognitive ability. So I studied that procedure. It has 11 steps. So I have given it in the book. So 11 steps, I literally pointed out and I worked on it through spiritual path, meditation, and other things which are very, very important. And I went through that self-love journey in order to cure all my childhood wounds. And when I cured all these wounds and I faced the pain, I realized, I recollected so many things. It includes hypnotherapy, it includes counseling, so many things. I have described everything, all the whole process I have explained. In brief, I have explained. So when I went through, I realized my authenticity. And when I realized my authenticity, I realized what I wanted to do. So first thing I did is I have written a book and I have created 3 brands, Vikram. And now I'm thinking now I'm focusing one at a time. So after creating, no doubt it's in a some nascent stage yet, it's not developed, etc. But after this, I'm thinking of creating my own coaching hub. I have created the video shooting and everything is done. And now I'm thinking of creating my own coaching hub to nurture parents. And I'm going to share my whole process. Since I was in teaching, I have the knack of communication. That's what I thought. And I thought of using it. It's my mission. I want to work for it right from bottom of my heart, because it's my pain in my heart which I'm going to share. You will feel it is little odd, but I did that, and then I have decided to start my own product line, and that is also on the way. So that is the Big League and Parents Are Us. 2 more brands I have created. So one by one, I'm going to create, and you won't believe that I get up at 6 o'clock until around 12:30, I'm working. But when your passion is your work, you don't feel tired at all. You don't feel overblocked. That's what happened in case of self-love. You might, after the end of self-love process, you might lose relations which are blogging you down. You might change your career. Several changes will happen in your career, life when you complete that whole process of self-love. Where you see, Vikram, self-love is not selfish love. You are loving everyone. But when you can love everyone, when you are full of love with yourself, if you are not loving yourself, if you don't like the shape of your nose or the tummy which is coming out, when you stand in front of the mirror, oh my, I'm not fair enough, I'm not this enough, I'm not successful enough, I'm not rich enough, which is bad. That means you are rejecting your own self. You should never do that, Vikram. You should never reject yourself. Accept yourself in all ordinariness. And that is the process. Unless each and every parent undergoes, they will never be a conscious parent. If they want to be a conscious parent, they have to undergo the whole process, being aware what is unconscious parenting, what are the effects of unconscious parenting, and how to get over it through self-love, and then how to parent and how to discipline their child. So the whole process which I experienced myself is given in this book, and that's why I feel that it should reach to maximum people. That's why these efforts I'm taking. And thank you for helping me out in my mission, Vikram.
So those who are middle-aged and having a round belly, be satisfied with yourself. Round is also a shape, and you should not take it otherwise.
Yes, you should not. So I was just talking about self-love. I will like to share my old picture and my latest picture. No doubt, you should be all right with your belly and the double chin you have, absolutely fine. But when you are full of self-love, you start taking care of yourself. That means when you are hating yourself, you will not exercise, you will not eat healthy food, you will go for addiction, different types of addiction. You will try to escape through addiction. So all these things happens because of lack of self-love. So once I lost 14 kgs, Vikram, in the period of 1 year through the journey of self-love, because you work through inertia. So I have shared my whole process of this self-love, and I want all of you to read it. What is that process of self-love? It is called Self-Love Abundance Theory by Ross Rosenberg. People can go on the net and search. It's a very unique concept. Yes.
So Sucheta, what is this giveaway that you have today for the viewers?
Yes. For viewers, I want something to give away. Its first thing is I'm going to give about the authenticity, how to recognize your authenticity and be more true to yourself, and how to realize your child's authenticity. Because many times we are not aware. As I told you, you wear your mask. So through going through that pointers which I have given, I want all of you to go through and ask yourself a question, that is it possible, whether I'm authentic or whether I'm wearing a mask? I want all of you to take that questionnaire and take that test, read that particular thing, and try to know whether it's your authentic self. And then I have given you a second chapter where it will help you to find out, okay, your child's authenticity. So the whole program, 30-pointer program I have given, so you can find out the child's authenticity. So that's
viewers, you can download that questionnaire,
yes.
And it is a self-help questionnaire, very
Yes.
useful. The links are given in the description box below. So just click on the link and download it for yourself. Thank you, Sucheta, for this lovely giveaway for the viewers. Now, in your conversation, you mentioned about the blueprint of the child. So how do we recognize this blueprint, and how can the parents, follow this blueprint and improve their parenting with that?
Yeah, blueprint is very important. It's a concept given in a conscious parenting. Conscious parenting is a new concept given by Dr. Shefali Sabri. She's a New York-based psychiatrist, and she has introduced this concept, a very innovative concept. And since she is Indian, she has combined two methods, that is Eastern philosophy and Western psychology. Western psychology believes in individualism, and the Eastern psychology has based on let go of expectation and all those spiritual concepts, meditation, looking inward, and all those things. So she has combined the whole process of conscious parenting, and every parent has to be conscious in all their parenting techniques. Okay, so according to the concept of blueprint, every child is born with a his own inner knowing. So parents should keep on observing the child instead of controlling. So see, when we control the child, we are putting the child on our path. Child has born with his inner knowing, inner essence. Child knows what he wants to be. Only thing, you have to keep on exploring different concepts. And if child rejects, allow him to reject. Like I wanted my child to be sitar player. I enrolled him for sitar player. He did not learn anything. I said, it's okay. Instead of wasting money, I have stopped. So, you have to keep on exploring. And instead of controlling your child, let go of control. There has to be some control, like brushing teeth, toilet training, and all those things. Control has to be there, but unhealthy control where child feels stifled and child is not allowed to be what he is something wrong. So that should be stopped if you want to realize child's authenticity. So if you have the simple question, I will like to ask whoever is listening to this, that whatever the age of the child, whether you have decided what career your child will have. If you have decided that, yes, my child should be fighter pilot, my child should be artificial intelligence engineer, because that's what the future is, then you are controlling your child. You are doing the same mistakes which I did. Probably you also might face same problem which I have faced. So please take the steps, correct those mistakes. Explore
in
child's
fact, I'm
beauty.
fortunate in that way because it was always my children who took the decision of what they wanted to do and what they want to do in life. So I
So they
never
are
came
so
into
lucky,
this.
Vikram,
Yeah.
that they got a conscious parent, which is very important. You are full of self-love, probably, Vikram. You love yourself, and that's why you are giving that freedom to your child. And if you are not full of self-love, probably, if you are ridiculed for being average by your parent, then you will force your child to perform well in exam. I've seen, especially housewife forcing their child because they feel that they are not able to, explore their talent outside. So they are focusing more on their children and forcing them. So this should not happen. Authenticity, what's count? That's future.
So there's a hit and trial method, as you said. You observe and then you sometimes withdraw or you let them be on their own. But this may take long. Is there a faster way, a way of direct communication, how you can communicate with the child and try to get out like what's there in their mind?
Yes.
What is
When
an
you
effective way to communicate with the
Yeah.
child?
As I told you, okay, that every good thing is always difficult. If you get things easily, then it will not last long. You must have heard about from your parents. Okay, so same thing, conscious parenting is also very difficult, tedious, time taking. It takes your creativity, it takes your intelligence in order to be conscious while parenting. I have discussed in order to, and I have made it easier for you. I have studied, I have thought about it, and I have given those techniques, easy techniques in my book. But still, it is a difficult process. There is no easy method. But as I told you about emotional bonding and communication, which is very important for every child. Okay, so I'll just tell you about this thing that is called meta communication. In meta communication, parents are aware about what thoughts are coming into their mind, and they are able to convey those thoughts to their child. Okay, and when child understands that what parents are thinking and able to communicate, child also start thinking about what are their thoughts. So they become less reactive. What does that mean? I'll just tell you. If my son is playing mobile game for 5 hours and tomorrow he has exam, okay, and I want him, he should stop playing mobile game and he should study, or I want him, whatever the age, different issues, then I should be able to tell the child that first thought came to my mind is to spank you. Second thought came to my mind to let you face the result. Okay. But the third thought came to my mind to inform you that this might happen if you keep on playing games, that this might happen. So just think about it and you take decision. So when you tell, no doubt, it is a difficult process. If your child is not aware about handling this type of a behavior, he will find it difficult. So that's why I have given the step-by-step process, in my
Basically,
coaching,
you
how
have to communicate the consequences that, okay, whatever you are
consequences.
doing will
Yes.
have this kind of
And you
consequences.
have to be less reactive.
Yeah.
Vikram,
Yeah.
what happens? Parents start shouting, bombarding, don't play mobile game, don't do this, don't do that. And the child feels, oh, why she's always throwing tantrum? She is not sincere about it. And child also keeps on reacting to that. So, then the whole toxic atmosphere is created and nobody wins. Nobody wins because that toxicity is going to create a distance between you and your child. If it is creating a distance between you and your child, it's not going to be of any use. So why not stop this toxic method of reacting? Take a pause, control your emotions, leave the room. If you feel, if you are used to getting angry and bombarding your child, stop it, leave the room, come back, and then handle your child. So it's a whole system. It's a total thinking pattern is changed where you create a self-motivated child. Our ultimate aim is the child who is self-motivated and who is not scared of failure, pain, and who takes the responsibility of his own doing and who is able to give his full capacity, or whatever the whole capacity, is able to utilize his whole capacity. And he is devoid of negative codes. That means I cannot play well, I cannot study, I'm on ordinary. So many parents pass on those negative codes. So here in conscious parenting, you are not passing on and filling up garbage in your child's mind. So once you stop filling up garbage and creating stress because of controlling, child's whole brain is used for achieving the target. That's what the whole concept of conscious parenting and this process is.
So viewers, I hope you are enjoying this conversation thoroughly as I am. And
Yes.
those who are watching me for the first time, please subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon to stay notified. If you have any questions to Sucheta, please put it into the comment box and she will come back and reply to you. Coming back to you, Sucheta, you see, whatever you told between a parent-child relationship, it takes a lot of emotional bond between them to establish that link of communication. So how do you establish that kind of an emotional bond with your child?
Yes. Emotional bonding is very, very important. I'll just tell you about the survey which was done in 2018 by The Economist, and the Kaiser Foundation had done a study on millennials, younger children. Okay, so they found out that this is the generation which is mostly connected through all the medium. There are so many mediums are available for connecting with each other. Suppose if I want to talk with Vikram, he is at moment's distance. I just have to call and you pick up the phone. I have to just say WhatsApp or Skype, within the moment. But this generation, what is founding, which is quite surprising, is it's the most lonely generation of all the generations. So in olden times, I can say with our times, during our times, at least we had some emotional bonding. But in today's generation, this emotional bonding is lacking. They go for a party. Okay, they go for a party, they say hi, hello, they dance, they play, and they have fun, hoteling, studies, etc. But whatever the conversation they are having just does not go deep, Vikram. It just goes not even 1 millimeter deep. Nobody talks what is there in their heart. Why it does not go more than 1 millimeter? Why no one is able to confide with other? On Facebook they post, yes, I celebrated this festival, I did this. They post all the happy pictures. I went to this Niagara Falls, and they take the selfie and they post the pictures, etc. But nobody is talking about how they feel to other person. And because they don't have that emotional bonding, why people are not having emotional bonding? Because there are three reasons. The first is authenticity. Because child's authenticity is not allowed by their parents, they always wear mask. There is a whole system of psychology I have discussed in this book. Because the authenticity, they wear mask. And when I am supposed to connect with Vikram, I'm supposed to tell you everything what I feel. See, I could openly tell you about my life. It includes good thing, it includes bad thing, but I tried to connect. Why I tried to connect? If you would have asked me in 2020, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Why I wouldn't have been able to do it? Because I was inauthentic. Because I'm in authenticity, I am fearless. I'm absolutely fine. I'm showing what I am. See, that's what leads to emotional bonding. Second thing is emotional security. Many parents are not providing that emotional security. So, because why they are not able to provide this emotional security? Because they are controlling. When parents starts controlling, when there is too much of control which stifles the child, naturally the child is not going to open up. The child will be timid, and or some of them are rebellious, as you told me that you were boisterous. So some of them rebel, some of them this, but they never try to connect with their parents because parents don't like them in their present form. Naturally, they don't able to connect with their parents. And the third very important reason is because many parents did not have emotional bonding with their parents, they don't have it with their children. I'll tell you my reason. Even whatever used to happen in my life, I could never confide with my parents. I was, I don't think so whether they will like it or whether this will happen. So I think you should ask yourself a question whether you were able to bond with your parents, whether you were able to tell whatever you really felt at that moment to your parents. If not, then probably you will carry that to your children also. You will also deprive your children from that emotional security. No doubt, superficially, you will feel that yes, child can talk whatever he wants, but you will have somewhere. Then I think I'll add the fourth one is mobile and other gadgets. You must have seen that nowadays parents, I have visited a restaurant, Vikram, and I saw a 5-year-old kid and mother and father sitting and having dinner. When you go to hotel, you're supposed to have a family time. You're supposed to discuss. That 5-year-old was put a big earmuffs and iPad was kept in front of him, and that 5-year-old baby was playing a mobile game, and both the parents were on their mobile game. And if such parents are there, then there won't be emotional bonding. Many times emotional bonding is like a tennis match. You give your emotions and the other party gives his emotions, and you start exchanging true honest exchange of emotions. That is emotional bonding. I have explained this in detail in my book. Please guys buy this book. Yeah. So and what is I'll just share this. What is the effect of not having emotional bonding? When you don't have emotional bonding, it hampers your success in your career and all. If you're not, because if you are not able to connect with people around you who are working under you, who is working above you, or you is working along with you, colleague, probably you will not be able to complete the task. In sociometry, you need to have that bonding with people. You need to create that group and buddy feelings. And if you are not able to create that group and buddy feeling, you will not succeed in life. So emotional bonding is very important issue in today's life. So we don't want future generation to be emotionally anorexic, who don't feel sad, who don't feel bad, you don't feel hurt, okay? Or even if they feel, they are not able to express. That is wrong. Okay, so conscious parenting is the future, where
So those who
child
want to
is
catch
allowed
up with
to.
Sucheta's book, please find the description in the box below.
Yes.
You will get the links for her book from there. And Sucheta, it was so nice talking to you and interacting with your thoughts. Thank you for sparing time for this channel and coming on the show. We are honored and pleased to have you on the show today.
Please subscribe to Vikram's channel. he is giving a nice exposure, good exposure to all the budding authors like me, and I have seen several interviews of Vikram. He is able to bond with each and every interviewer. That's a good technique. You get full mark from a conscious parenting expert, Vikram. Very good.
Thank
Keep
you
it
very
up.
much. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Namaste.